Good afternoon or good morning, whenever you're watching this. Thank you so much for tuning in to this training video, the first of which I hope are many. The heart behind these videos is to help you to lead and more effectively, lead in a more confident manner. I know we have like 2 training events this semester, and if you know, by the time we all grab our food and by the time we all get together and sit down and chat and stuff, it's difficult to get real training in. Those meetings, I think, are shifting more towards vision and collaboration and gathering. But I want to release some weekly training videos for you that would help you to lead more confidently, to help you to lead more effectively. And so this is our first one. And this first video, what we're talking about is, what is a leader? So you are a mentor, or you are a life group leader, or you are a Bible reading group leader. And a lot of times we need to define who we are and what role we're in so that we might know what target to hit or where we are headed. If you are thinking from a corporate kind of level, a leader might be and I clearly need to get a better marker here, but a leader might be a CEO, a leader might be a pastor or a president, or a leader might have qualities such as being outgoing. And all of these are characteristics that our world would say this makes a really good leader. Yet we don't want to think of ourselves primarily through the lens of what it means to be a worldly leader. Let's think about the leaders that the Lord uses in the Bible. I think of Adam, right? Adam was the one who was to name all the animals, to be the figurehead for all of humanity. And Adam pretty much messed up when he and Eve ate the fruit in the Garden of Eden. I think of David, a man after God's own heart, who really messed up when he abused his power, having an affair, adultery with Bathsheba. I think of Abraham, who, as he was traveling to the promised land, twice lied and said that his wife was his sister so that he would not be killed. Like, I think of all these things, and these are the leaders that the Bible puts forward as men and women who are used from God. You know, that to me sounds upside down from what our world would say is a leader. And so as you're thinking of your role, whether it is a life group leader or a Bible reading group leader or a mentor, please don't think of it through the lens of CEO or president or figurehead, but think of it through the lens of the Bible. And I think when we compare ourselves to the men and women there, although it's not a comparison game, but when we look at them, I think we can maybe breathe easier and see that we are not called to be perfect. We're just called to be obedient. Michael Kelly, who's the discipleship guru at Lifeway, says this, that leadership is the joyful acceptance of responsibility at any given moment. So for us, right, what we are not asking you to be is, we are not asking you to be someone who has all the answers. We're not asking you to be someone who can teach the Bible weekly, like breaking it down seminary style. We're not asking you to even be everybody in your group's best friend. We are asking you to joyfully accept the responsibility of loving the people in your group. There's a word that I want to use. So not these, right? But there's a word that I want to use, and it's this: shepherd leader. Right? Shepherd leader. Now we have life group shepherds, we have Bible reading group shepherds, we have a mentor relationship shepherd, but we want you to think of yourself as a shepherd. The Bible talks about this in 1 Peter 5, 2 through 4, and it just says this: shepherd the flock of God that is among you. And this is just to leaders in the church. Exercising oversight, not under compulsion. So you're not doing it because you have to, but you're doing it willingly. He does say, but willingly as God would have you. Not for shameful gain, so you're not doing this for profit, but eagerly. Not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples to the flock. So your primary example and your primary point of leadership is this, to be an example. We'll talk about that in a second. And he finishes it out and he says, when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the unfading crown of glory. And so when I look at this, I think to myself, what do we want for our shepherd leaders here at the church? Someone who is joyfully loving those under their care. They're delighting in the fact that they get to love their people well. They're not perfect, but they are models. And I love that he says being an example to the flock. You know, a shepherd leads the sheep in where they should go. Sheep cannot see the next vision. They cannot see where they need to go next. But a shepherd, because they stand just a little bit taller, right? I'm going to attempt to do a little stick figure art here. There's our shepherd right there, and here is our sheep, right? Well, there we go, right there. That's our sheep. We'll give them little fuzzies, right? Look at where the shepherd can see that the sheep cannot. So when you think about what it means to be a shepherd leader, don't think about what you do primarily, but think about who you are. We are asking you to lead from the heart, so that you're not doing this out of compulsion, but that you're doing it willingly. We're asking you to lead with compassion, right? So that you are a compassionate leader, that you love your sheep, you love the people under your care. We're asking you that you lead from the front, that you take on a responsibility, that you take on the responsibility of making sure that your mentees are hitting their resolutions and that your Bible reading group leader or members are reading the Word and doing their I will statements. For life group leaders, we're asking you to lead by showing up and consistently preparing and showing our people what it means to be committed. And obviously all three of those components that I just mentioned for the specific groups are in all three of them. But friends, the primary thing that we're asking ourselves here is, what are we modeling for our people? How does your life look, right? Are you leading sacrificially, or are you leading for gain? Are you leading when it's easy, or are you leading when it's hard? A good next point for us to think, so a takeaway, an action step, is what does your life say right now to the people under your care? What habits that you have are worth emulating that your people should look at and say, I want to be more like that? Those are the kinds of people we want. Far above skill, far above competency in teaching. Although those are great, what we want for you, what we want for our people is to see people who are modeling a devotion to Christ. And that is the greatest and best thing that we could ask for. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks.